Hi, this is Mary Sampe. Welcome to Tell Me Something Good. Today I'm going to be going to Big Brothers and Big Sisters of the Laurel region to hear about all of the incredible things that they do for Wesmoreland and Fayette counties and to talk about some of the events that they have coming up. Please join me. Thank you so much for joining us today, Stephanie. Thank you for inviting us to your office today in Greensburg. So happy to be here. Tell us a little bit about Big Brothers, Big Sisters of the Laurel region.
I would love to. And thank you so much for the opportunity because we love the visibility because we're always looking for bigs, so this is very helpful. So Big Brothers, Big Sisters is a national program. There's actually 250 agencies across the country. So if someone sees this as doesn't live local, they can find their own Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And what we do is we create and support one-to-one mentoring relationships that change lives.
Fantastic. And how long have you been involved?
I've been involved about 2.5 years. I started 6 months before the pandemic hit. So it is what I call like my learning lesson. But, you know, in a way, the pandemic was good for us. Yeah. We are the team is new generation. A lot of them have been here less than I have been. And it's kind of nice because when you get new blood in somewhere, you look at the way things were being done and you just want to improve them, and you have all this creativity and innovation. And if you look at, you know, there's a sign over there that says the think tank. So we actually call this conference room our think tank because we're just always trying to do better.
I love it. I love the passion, just the whole energy in the office. You can tell when I walked in, everyone was just, number one, so positive. And number two, so passionate. You could tell that everyone here cares so much. And I met you right before the pandemic when you first kind of came on to kind of connect to you in the Fayette County area. To try to see or get some connectivity there or some visibility in that area as well. So tell us the area that you are responsible for.
Yes, so we are called Laurel Region, which a lot of people don't understand because we cover 2 counties. So we cover all of Wesmoreland and all of Fayette. Wow. And I would say like we're doing a great job in Wesmoreland. You know, our headquarters is here. So our priority is Fayette because we want to serve that county better. We just received a new federal grant and decided to hire a person from Fayette to serve Fayette and do amazing things there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So when I met you for the first time, I could tell you were already in love with what this program is. And right before we started, she actually said we're all kind of obsessed with it. And honestly, when you do any kind of nonprofit or social work or any kind of thing that is giving back to the community, you have to make it your life. It has to be your identity, your passion, your mission, what wakes you up in the morning. Yeah. So tell me, what about Big Brothers, Big Sisters makes you so excited and makes you get up every day motivated to do what you do?
Yeah, and I have to give so much credit to my whole team because nonprofit life is not glamorous. And I know you know this, right?
Absolutely.
Like it is in any way, shape, or form. No. And so my team is here for the right reasons, and they are all such amazing people. And I think that it's impossible to not be obsessed when you're here and you're living in the stories. And so we are lucky because, you know, we have 100 bigs right now, and they are the most amazing people you would ever meet in your entire life. And these kids are dealing with so many challenges. That's very sad, but we get to see the transformative, like, just adding a supportive adult into a child's life, like what that does is truly magical. And like, so we're living it and we're seeing it. And so it's just, you will get obsessed to it. Yeah.
So the people that call in to be a big, tell us a little bit about the process. If you're watching and you say, oh, that looks like a lot of responsibility, or I don't have the qualifications, I don't know where to start. Yeah. Where do they start if they are interested in being a big?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked that because I find that a lot of our jobs are educating because there are so many misconceptions about Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And the number one thing is I find people say, I'm not good enough, I don't have the time. And both of those things could not be more wrong. So I have 2 young kids at home. I'm an executive director, which means I work 24 hours a day. And I have a little sister. And we find that when you become a big, we want you to weave them into your life, right? So if you go to crochet club every Saturday morning, take your little to crochet club and teach her how to crochet. Me and my little like to play board games. We get to know the child really, really well, and we get to know the volunteers really, really well, and then we will match you appropriately so that you have this quality, sustainable relationship. And in our community-based program, it's only hanging out with the child twice a month. That is it, twice a month. And so it's totally doable. And then in our school-based programming, that is visiting a child once a week at their school, or that's it, once every 2 weeks. And you shoot over on your lunch break, or if you're retired, and you literally sit down with them at school, and you have that connection there, and then you're done, and then you see them next time.
I think that is such an incredible thing, especially as the big, because a lot of times you're thinking, okay, what am I giving to this? But then you're getting so much out of it.
And every single big says that. So our motto, and what you'll see in our window right now, is become a big, change 2 lives at once, because it will change you, it'll impact you. And in a world right now where like we've had a pretty tough few years, mental health is so important, and we find that our bigs are really benefiting from that. And then we really like to partner with workplaces as well. So we'll come in, we can get your people some pizza, and we'll do a full info session. We'll get everyone enrolled at the same time. Your retention will double. And like when everyone is leaving jobs and it's the great resignation, you will hold on to your employees and have this amazing employee engagement culture just from helping the neighbor kids. Is that cool? Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, so that's what we're really pushing right now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the success stories of littles and what they have become over time.
I love that. Yeah. So we have a lot of alumni littles that just love this agency, and they really attribute their successful lives to their bigs. And I think there's a few reasons for that. I think it's because you have this amazing adult who's going to listen to you, then they're going to guide you. And then the other thing is, like, a lot of our clients are not able to get out in the community. And that might be because, you have a single mom raising 5 kids. Maybe she's working 3 jobs. So like she's just trying to get through the day. So our bigs, if they take a little to the pirate game, or if they take wherever, when you think of like what made you a functioning human, it's those experiences that you had in your life. And so that's one of the reasons I find that it works so well. Some of the stories, I can talk about our bigs of the year from last year. So we had a community-based big of the year named Eric Davis, and he's amazing. And he started out in the school-based program, and then their bonds became so strong that they transitioned to community-based, so they could see each other all the time. Wow. And his little, we saw a huge change. He was probably having problems at school and things like that. And when we honored Eric, the teachers from the school actually came to the gala because they were so just in love with Eric and what they did for that little brother. And then also what they did for the teachers there, right? Because it's hard for teachers to have these children that need some extra help.
Right.
Yeah, so schools love our program. We have a very long waiting list right now of districts. Yeah, and then our school-based big was Dave Schrader, and we have a really cute video of them. And he's a mentor to Orlando. Orlando is one of 5 children being raised by grandma, a single grandma. And thank goodness they were school-based for a few years before that pandemic hit, which means when the schools got shut down, we were very easily able to pivot them to virtual tutoring. And Dave spent 3 hours a week with Orlando on virtual learning. Orlando, unlike many other kids, passed that grade with flying colors. Dave even created a gym class for him every week. And then he would do things that would just make us burst into tears. So one day he just randomly baked a pie and dropped it off at grandma's doorstep.
So listen, if this does not restore your faith in humanity, is your faith in, even in these situations where these kids have experienced these situations or have trauma or have behavioral issues, just what the kinds of people that you meet.
It's insane. And that's why we're so lucky, because we are, someone like CYS is getting all that really hard stuff. So we know everything about our clients, and we hear these stories that still blow my mind. So even though I've been doing this for a few years, every day is kind of like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe something like that can happen. Right. But then, the other side is meeting these Erics and these Daves and these Sharons and these Sterlings and these people that are like, oh my gosh, people like you exist.
Yes, I know.
Like it's absolutely wonderful.
I love it.
We are very grateful.
And I know, speaking personally, my nieces are raised by my parents, and if we didn't have a supportive family and so many people around them, we talk about that all the time. If we weren't here, what would they do?
Exactly.
Where would they be, and what would their situation? It could happen to literally anyone.
To anyone.
And we saw that firsthand when it happened to us, and it opened our eyes. So if you are a grandparent or you have a child that you feel could benefit to be a little, how can they
let's talk about that. So a lot of people, I think that's another misconception. I think because we get funding from like Department of Justice and things like that, people get it kind of twisted. So the kids we serve come to us because they're in single parent homes, and then we see a ton of grandparents raising children right now, a ton. Like it is a huge trend, and those are the people that we're helping. But we are innovative and creative, and I find we're successful because we do the right thing. So most Big Brothers, Big Sisters agencies only serve until 18, and then the kid ages out. Now the hope is that Big sticks with them,
right?
But like we have caseworkers that are helping that child with everything, and they lose all of that support. And we were like, no. No. So now Kathy runs a program called Big Futures, and it is the most amazing thing in the world. And so she really starts to get to know them and their goals throughout high school. And then she guides them to a happy, healthy transition to adulthood.
I love that.
Oh, it's amazing. So she actually serves them now until like 23, 24. Incredible. And we want to make sure that there's, they're breaking that cycle of poverty and all those things. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for all that you do. Now, I know you have some things coming up, but will you show us around the office a little bit?
I would love to.
All right,
introduce you to the staff. Let's do it.
Fantastic. Okay, so when we came in today, there was this gong here.
Yeah.
And
do you want to do it?
The producer kind of hit the gong, and we just thought it was here, but it's for, I can hit it?
Yeah, you can hit it. Okay. So
what is that for?
That is our celebration gong, and when we hear that noise, we know that we made a new match. Yeah, and that's so important around here because we have a waiting list of 120 children.
So 120 children right now are waiting for a big.
Yes.
And when you see a program like this, I know a lot of times when you hear about it, it doesn't seem tangible or real.
Right.
It doesn't feel like real people. You know what I mean? It's hard to connect it.
Yeah.
So I want you to show me the wall, because this is something that drew me in when I came in, and that these are the actual people that are being directly impacted, and to just see their faces.
Yes. And one of the things one of our new strategies is creating a recruitment committee, because like what you're saying, you almost need to hear someone being like, I do it. It's fine. It's doable.
Personal testimony.
Yeah, it's personal testimony. So we're going to send this group of bigs out into the community and say, you need to do it too. So we're really excited for that. And Sterling is one of our new members on the recruitment committee. So he was recently matched with Fashion, who is adorable. I don't know if you can zoom. And their match meeting made us cry a little bit because Sterling is a social work major. He's like, he knows exactly what to do. And he was like, buddy, what do you want to do? You pick. Our first thing together, like I'm up for whatever. And Fashion said he wanted to go to a playground. Yeah. And that's kind of another reason this obsession happens, is because when you meet a little, they are grateful for the smallest possible things. And it is very refreshing. Yeah. Yeah, very refreshing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
I could say that as a mother.
Yes, right? Yeah, like my kids.
That's not what my children would say.
No, and we find that that's what our littles have in common. They just like get it, and they're so grateful. I mean, look at these smiles. Oh. This is Mickey. She's actually on our board, and she was recently matched with Cassidy, who likes to be called Sassy Cassie. And they do crafts together, and it's really fun. These guys, I'm kind of obsessed with this picture because you could like feel their joy.
See how much she loves her.
Yeah, so this is our school-based. And so Judy will run over and meet with Faith Lynn at lunch, and they develop this really amazing relationship.
Listen, as a parent, just looking at these children's faces it just tugs at your heartstrings. It just really does.
Yeah.
And the smiles and the love. And to know that these children now have a chance.
Yeah. Yep.
Because of this, that they're going to know that someone cares about them and someone is there to support them and listen to them and not judge them. And that this is a connection that they could have for life. They become a part of your family.
Oh, forever. Like, I could never imagine my little sister not being in my life now. Like, forever, she is part of the family. Yeah. And it's these kids, they just have a lot of challenges. So, like, whether that be low income, single mom, minority, trauma. So, like, the odds are stacked against them.
Yeah.
Like, and none of it is their fault.
That's right.
So they just need the support. Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is Tristan, and she was our first police officer match, and that's a big deal because we started Bigs with Badges. And so that's an initiative by National where they're trying to, repair those relationships in the community. And so it's a recruitment strategy where we're specifically looking for police officer and other people with badges to match with these kids.
So speaking of national awards, you just received one, did
we
you not?
We did. So last year let me grab it. So last year we won Agency of the Year, which is a big deal. So, with 250 agencies, Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Laurel region was selected. Yeah.
So that you can ensure that when you are not only volunteering your time, but giving of your finances to Big Brothers Big Sisters, that you can ensure that this is what it's going to. It's going to something that not only you believe in, but that national agencies believe in.
Yeah, we are in the, even with the quality award, which is certain metrics you have to hit, we're in the top 2% of all agencies in the country. So really my team is just extraordinary. The board of directors is extraordinary. And so that you're giving your time and money to something that is high quality.
Absolutely. So let us meet some of the other people that make the magic happen.
Yeah, and I think what a lot of people also don't realize, those misconceptions, is most of the staff are caseworkers, right? So we don't just make a match and send them on their way. So every match is paired with a caseworker that is with them through the whole life of the match. They call them every month, and they're there all the time. So I was talking about Kathy. Kathy does a lot. And
Hi, Kathy.
She focuses on that Big Futures program with our teens.
Hi, Kathy. Nice to meet you. Thank you for all you do. I love that because as a big, I would feel really overwhelmed at first. Like, well, are you just going to send me out there and I'm supposed to know what? No, they're fully supported the entire time.
We don't expect you to be a social worker. So like when people are anxious about themselves or self-conscious, you just need to show up. So we say you don't need to show them anything, you need to show up. Yeah. And then we have the staff that supports you if you're like, I don't know what to do here, or I don't have a lot of experience with kids or whatever.
Yes.
We're here for you. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And then our program manager sits right here, and she's a big sister herself as well, so she can always talk to you about this. Yeah, so this is Aubrey.
Hi, Aubrey. Thank you for letting us bombard you.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you for all you do.
So those are a few of our caseworkers, and then of course we have some of the fundraising magic in here. So you got to have your development and events person, and so we have these amazing events that help us fund our programs.
Every year you have similar events, so you have a big gala every year in the fall and September. Yes. So I'm sure you're already gearing up for that, even though it's in September.
Yeah, of course. We're always thinking about these things.
You just had a golf event this past weekend.
Yeah, I would say we have 3 signature really huge events. So we have that golf outing that is mid to late May. It's called Golf for Kids' Sake, and it happens at the Greensburg Country Club. We have our new Summer Fest. We listened to the community, what they wanted, and so we designed this incredible festival that's going to happen every year at Twin Lakes in like early, mid-June. And then we've really outdid ourselves. Last year, we created Big Night Out Gala, and that is a themed gala that is mind-blowing. So last year was a circus theme. This year's Wizard of Oz.
Listen.
And that's September, October. Yeah. So you can
you have your emerald on. You're already ready to go to the Emerald City.
Always green.
I love it.
So we are known for our events because we are creative people. So we're just good at that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I love it. And when you are living in your mission and purpose, these kinds of things, you're built for this. This is what you were made for.
Yes.
And it's very clear when you come in there that's the vibe for sure. When you come in there, that you guys are made for this and that you're living in your purpose and your mission and you're motivated. It's inspiring.
Thank you. And you know, you might not be able to be a big, and you might not have the funds to make a donation, but you can always support us through our events, right? So you can come to an event or something like that and tell someone about the program, because you might be able to find the next big and get that wait list down to 119.
So tell me where they can find you on social media as well, if they want to even just like, comment, share.
Yes, that's a great idea
like
too.
That.
Yeah. So we're Big Brothers, Big Sisters of the Laurel region on Facebook and Instagram. And then we always have the website, which is www.bbbslr.org.
I love it.
Yeah, thank you, Mary. Thank you for everything.
I'm so happy that you exist.
Oh,
thank
good.
you. You bring me a lot of hope as well.
Good. So I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you for all you do.
Absolutely.
So we're here at the gorgeous Twin Lakes Park in Greensburg. Just look at this fantastic view behind us. Is there anything better than that? And I am joined by Aubrey and Gabby. Thank you so much for being here today. And you plan all of the events.
Yes.
And you not only plan the events, but you let people know about all of the incredible events that are happening at Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Tell us a little bit about your role there.
Sure. So I do the events and development coordination for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and we have a great time doing all of our events. When we look at our events and our fundraising, we don't look at them as just a way to raise funds for the agency. We also look at them as fundraisers and ways to get awareness for what we do and to bring more people into the agency. We have 120 children who are on our waiting list at any given time, and so it's always really important for us to get our message out, because there are a lot of people out there who want to help but don't always know how they can help. So when we do these fundraisers, it's a great way to have a wonderful time. If I do say so myself, we plan amazing events. And so it's a wonderful time. We have lots of fun, lots of great entertainment. And then on top of that, we get to meet a lot of great people who then in turn become good friends of the agency.
Fantastic. I love that. So tell us what you do there.
Sure. So I am the program manager for the agency. I am kind of the umbrella person that oversees all of the programming, enrolling children, as well as onboarding our amazing volunteers.
And you are a big yourself.
I am a big sister. I have been mentoring a young boy. He's 8 years old for a year and a half now. So I figured if I was talking the talk, I might as well walk the walk. And
Absolutely.
It has been a blessing.
That's such, I think, a witness to people, that you are not only telling them why this is important, but because you have that personal experience, you can tell them what this actually means to your life personally and how it impacts you.
Absolutely. The stories that I have are so relatable to the other matches within our agency, and it just makes an easier conversation when I'm communicating with our current volunteers and the families that we have.
Yeah, it's great. So throughout the year, there are several events that you guys are already known for. Now, this event that's going to be here is a newer event, but tell me a little bit about the events that you guys do every year.
Sure. So every spring we have a Golf for Kids Day that's held at Greensburg Country Club, and we have a great time there. We do a morning shotgun, we do an afternoon shotgun, and people have a blast there. It's all for a good cause. We have wonderful raffles. We have fun stations that you can have a blast at. Even if you're not any good at golf, everybody walks away having a really good time. This summer we are also premiering our Summerfest event. So this summer we're also premiering our Summerfest event, which is going to be new to this year, and we're hoping to do this every year. We found that post-COVID, a lot of people enjoyed events that were outdoors instead of indoors, and so we thought we would try that this year, and we've had a really great experience and a really great response for Summerfest. So it's going to be held here at Twin Lakes Park. There'll be something for everyone, whether you're a doggy and you want to play in our splash pool and have some doggy ice cream, whether you're a child who wants to get your face painted or maybe bounce around in the bounce house. We have cornhole, we have bingo, we have lots of fun things that everybody of all ages can enjoy. So it'll be a really great event. And then every fall we also have our gala, and that is a nice, swanky, beautiful affair, and we host that, and people love to come up and get dressed up, and we always have a wonderful theme, and people just really respond to the theme, and they respond to the presentation that we do.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's also where we announce our Big of the Year. So we typically award 2 bigs. They're a Big of the Year award, and that comes not only with a speech, but also special presentation from the little that they mentor themselves. So it turns out to not only be a fantastic night, a little bougie, but also, you know, emotional, and gets people to really connect to the mission as to why they are attending this fancy, swanky event that we just pour our hearts into, because we want to have a mutually beneficial relationship with our supporters and our donors and those who attend our events. So it's a way to say thank you for attending and supporting us, but also here is the reason why we are doing what we're doing.
Yes, and I can relate to that so much. I work for a nonprofit, Community Ministries, and we have a similar event every year. That's our big swanky event, and we dress up. And usually for nonprofit work, you are not looking as fancy as you are for this event, but it's the one day out of the year that you do get to dress up, but the day-to-day is not glamorous. The stories that you see and the work that you do, it is difficult work, but you want people to know about why you do what you do, why they should care, and why they should give back.
Well, it is definitely an amazing thing when you look out into a crowd of everybody looking their best and you just see 400 sets of eyes just tearing up, because when they see these videos and when they hear from the littles who are thanking their bigs, it is really hard to keep your composure.
Absolutely.
I know we have watched these videos sometimes 3 or 4 times in a row, and we are still crying by the end of it, and we already know the stories.
Yes.
But that's just how touching it is, and that's what really gives us all a sense of purpose in working here and really, really being behind the mission.
Right. The mission is what it's all about. If you're just putting on events for the sake of putting them on, it's not going to be successful. But bringing it back to the mission, and that's what you guys are all about, and it's very, very clear. I love the events that you have. I love the motivation and the positivity and the creative energy that you guys have together. So thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining me today as we discovered what Big Brothers and Big Sisters of the Laurel region do for our local community. I hope that you are as inspired as I am about all of the incredible work that they do, and who knows, maybe you'll be a big yourself. Thank you for joining us. This is Tell Me Something Good. Have a great day.